Okay, so I was going to wait and do this tomorrow and release this after the Heart of Gold review. But, no, fuck that. Fuck that. Good. So I just finished Dark Side of the Ring, Owen Hart. And it was a roller coaster. I actually broke down crying at the part where he was falling. And it was like, don't look out, I don't want to hurt you. Those were his last words to the referee. That's when I broke down crying. And from there, I got pissed off. As you can tell, I'm still pissed off. Now, in my Heart of Gold review, I talked about how they were all dancing around something, wanted to say something but didn't. This was that something, and I already knew a lot about it, so I didn't say anything. I wanted to wait till I did this to start talking. Okay? What the... Wow. Okay, so Owen's whole career is over and done within the first 15 minutes. Alright? Like, literally, 15 minutes in, they're at Blue Blazer, over the edge. And from there, they talk about the incident, as you might expect. And you get some insight. I talked about how I learned a few things from this. Compared to, I learned even more from Dark Side of the Ring. Okay? All this was people saying good things about Owen and his Heart of Gold. That's good. But when it came to the incident, all it said was it was an accident. It was a terrible, terrible accident. That's it. This and they went there as they usually do. And the whole big thing starting this episode was Martha. And once they were done talking about, over the edge incident, they unleashed Martha, Owen's widow. And she didn't hesitate to start shooting right away. Now, I feel like I owe Martha an apology, because my opinion of her was this woman who, well, yes, hurt over what happened all those years ago, and was holding Owen's legacy hostage from the fans, those of us who remember, from that era. And just being too bitter, I was wrong, very wrong, and I apologize for that. Martha Hart is a badass, okay? Like W.E. with two chickens to tell her herself what happened. She had to make the doctor tell her. And she took her kids to where it happened because she wanted to know everything. The fucking clip. The clip that was supposed to support Owen is so small. It's smaller than my remote. My Roku remote. It's smaller than this. How is that supposed to support some 200 something pound dude? Because WWE cheaped out at the last second, and it cost someone their life. I'm still obviously processing what I just watched. I was hyped for this, but I knew it wouldn't be easy. Like how JR, he talked about how all the Hearts left after those In Your House stampede show in Canada. They all left after that. That was their last time together. They briefly mentioned it here in this. But JR talked about how after all the Hearts left, Owen was the last one. And they were like, we want to give you this deal. It's not Montreal. And JR was like, bullshit. It was Montreal. That's exactly what it was. Good on you. Like, that's why I got that push and all that. And I talked about how I learned why he brought back the Blue Blazer in the late 90s when I was reviewing this. What I didn't know was that Owen Hart hated heights. What I did know was X-Pac hates heights. Okay? Like X-Pac talked about this not too long ago in his podcast. And he had some information I didn't know. So that you find it, listen to it. And I get it now. Like I was always a champion for Owen Hart being in the Hall of Fame. Now after watching this, that'd be a slap to the face. It'd be an insult to put him in the Hall of Fame. And I had this idea I always thought about, even today, of bringing Owen Hart back in video games. Because they brought back China, they could bring back anybody, right? Like, my idea was make Owen Hart DLC. Okay, because that'll sell copies. But his DLC, the profits would go directly to Martha's charity. That way both parties win. No. Forget that. I see what she's doing. Watch the way she is. Watch these holding Owen's legacy close. Like, I get it now. And it looks like the next generation will be the same way, because Owen's kids, they don't want him in the Hall of Fame either. I cannot blame them. I cannot blame them. They talked about how Martha Hart was sabotaged by the Harts when she was investigating all this. Because she was, I know about the whole, she sued Vince outside of Connecticut, which was good on her. That was smart. And Vince turned around and sued her. Like, what the fuck? What? You got balls, man. Like, no. And Vince wanted to do it in Connecticut because they didn't give you punitive damages. And also because the big man's basically run Connecticut. No. She did the right thing. Like, yeah, she was like, she told the Harts, look, you don't have to like me, but please don't work against me. You know. Right. This was definitely the most emotional one for me, as you can see. You know this is fucked up when Jim Cornette can barely form a sentence. Okay? That's how fucked up this is. Jim Cornette could barely form a sentence when he was telling this version of events what happened. And then D'Lo's events, oh my. They kept going. I knew they kept going with the show. Obviously, I've seen parts of the show, not the whole show. I don't want to. I've seen up to when the Undertaker shows up. Like, that's all I need to see from that show. The Undertaker, the dude that never ever breaks character, standing in that corner, trying his hardest to not cry. You can see him holding tears back, just looking at that corner, almost in a trance-like state, not moving at all, with that dip from where Owen fell. It was like that bloody dip. They wrestled where his blood was. That's about all I need to see. If I made my decision, nope, don't want to see over the edge. Up until this documentary, I hadn't seen any more of it, you know. And they don't show the fall, obviously. But they show crime scene photos, not of the body of Owen, but of his blood and ring, and the scaffolding where he was at, where he fell. Yeah, I didn't watch Over the Edge. But not entirely, not at the time. But I did watch Rajan. I remember that quite well. It's not in this Dark Side of the Ring. It's not what it's about. It's in this. Clips of it. I was 8 years old. I was like, oh cool, Owen Hart episode. All about Owen Hart. I too young to process what was going on. And I wouldn't know anything about that till a few years later. It's still one of my absolute favorite episodes of Monday Night Raw. One of the best episodes of Monday Night Raw. Felt kind of weird putting them over after all this, but I can't lie. Like that I did see back there, but I didn't know what was going on. I mean, yeah. and understand that. And I forgot that Owen Hart just turned 55 a few weeks ago. That's awesome. We're here for it. We're here for this whole era of it. It's people his size finally getting ahead. That's a whole other. I'm in no mood to go on that whole thing. But you know what I'm saying. This is the first time that Owen Hart's been talked about like this. I think ever or in a while on this kind of platform. Okay, and it needs to be seen. It needs to be watched. They need to be heard. I get it now. I'm done.